So are you one of those golfers who really struggles staying down during the golf swing and actually either stands up in the backswing and really struggles for any kind of consistent strike? Or are you one of those golfers who feels like you maintain great posture on the way back, but stands up, can really miss it if it's bad? Other than that, you just hit the top of the ball all day long, and it just feels so difficult to get that club on the ball. Well, the good news is, if you're one, or even both of those things, I'm going to work through a couple of really easy thoughts and feels that's going to transform the way you deliver that club to the ball and really stop you standing up through impact. So, the first thing I said was, do you do it in your backswing? So the way I see most golfers do this poorly in the backswing is they actually start off not too badly, but because they're so obsessed with turning the shoulders, as the shoulders get very flat, the spine becomes upright, and then it's a long way down to that golf ball. Got to try and get from there. So I think this is quite an easy fix for you if you're watching. So all I want you to think about is we're not going to turn the shoulders. We're going to try and get that left shoulder pointing more down at the golf ball. So as you tilt your shoulders, I'll get the hands going up rather than behind you. And very easy for you guys. You just stand there, get that left shoulder down, put that swing on it, and straight away you should start seeing a decent strike like that. Nice club head speed, decent ball speed, low point ahead, getting some decent loft on it, and a decent carry. But like I said, for you guys who lose that posture in the backswing, it's all about the fact that you're trying to turn the shoulders, put that tilt in there, and it's amazing how much better you should deliver the club. Now, I do fully understand that for some of you guys, you might say it's not the backswing that's the problem, it's all about what happens into impact. Now, you might be one of those that's been from there, feels like you get back and still moves around. That'll feel like there's a lot going on. But the golfer who struggles through impact, and this is a little bit of the way my game's been historically, is some pretty good movement on the way back. But as you start down, the hips move nearer to the golf ball, and all of a sudden there's no room to swing those hands and arms into. So you lift to try and create room. The arms have to straighten, particularly that trail arm, just to make sure you get the club down to the ground. And from there, it's a very weak position. And even if you get a good strike on it, you'll see lots and lots of loft there, 23 degrees. Club head speed 72, no club head speed, ball speed very poor, and low point behind. And that's just not a recipe for good ball striking. And if you're suddenly hitting the ball a lot shorter like that, it makes it very difficult on the golf course. So I'm going to use probably my favourite drill for this on the way down. And we're just going to swing back to about waist height so we can rehearse what's going on through impact. So if we're waist height, and as we start to move, we've got to feel that we move towards the target and down a little. But then you want that left hip to move back and out of the way. And as your hip moves back, even feel that the chest goes down a little bit. So you'll feel much more kind of this way into impact. You can see the top of that arm above my trail arm. But like I said, just a little half swing from there. And even with that little swing, we see a decent strike, club head speed at 73 mile an hour, ball speed at 100, low point suddenly 2.5 inches ahead, clubs travelled down more, de-lofted the club a touch at 19, and suddenly 147 carry. Now we've almost got as much carry from just swinging to there as we did with the full swing before, because we're starting to de-loft the club and compress the ball better. So if I was hitting 50 balls, I'd probably do 15, maybe 20 of those. But for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to do one more half swing. That one felt decent, if not as exaggerated. We see club head speed, ball speed similar, low point ahead, and launch a little bit lower. And the reason I like the shorter swing is sometimes when things aren't moving as quickly, you can be a bit more aware of what's going on. But then we're going to build some length back in. So I'm going to go 3/4 backswing now. and try and get the same feel through impact. That just feels amazing. I could play golf like that. So good solid strike, 84 mile an hour club speed, nearly 119 ball speed, 1.5 inches ahead, 17.5 degree launch, and 166 carry. Now, this is the only frustrating thing for me with this drill. I almost feel the 3/4 one, I hit as far as my full swing, but because I feel I move better through impact. So yes, I do a lot of the half ones, then I do lots of the 3/4 ones. Again, I'm going to go just one more for now. Feels so different, even now for me. So again, we can see there, club speed nearly 84 mile an hour, ball speed nearly 116, 3 inches ahead, 16.5 launch, and 160 carry. And that's definitely what I want to feel more of. I want to feel more of hip out the way, chest down. And I'm not really trying to get my chest down, but as my hips move back, it's amazing how I get into that position. The shaft stays forward, and it's just a much more solid strike. So then, this is the challenge for me, and probably will be the challenge for you. Can I get that into my full swing? So rehearse the feel. Feels good. That obviously wasn't full speed, but full swing. So we can see 87 mile an hour club speed, 120 ball speed, low point slightly ahead, which I'd like to see a bit more. Launching at 19 and carrying at 181. And that kind of feels almost, I want to say as good as I can do, but almost as good as I can do. But I just want to feel that more and more. And even when I do that and I'm out of the way, that position through the ball feels very, very different to me. Normally I kind of feel much more that way, at a bit of a glancing blow with the ground. But comment below, let me know kind of what you feel. It's important I mention what I feel, but you might feel something very, very different in your golf swing. So let's go another nice full one. That's great, feels like I can do it. Swing felt good, strike didn't feel quite out the middle. So 87 mile an hour club speed, 116 ball speed, again low point just under an inch ahead, 20 degree launch and 165 carry. And that's what I mean about that full one, just doesn't always feel as consistent as the 3/4 one. Now I know what you're thinking, why don't you then play with that 3/4 backswing? So let's go back to that. See if I can get that feel and be more solid. It does feel good. Club speed at 85, ball speed at 114, low point further ahead, which I like. Maybe just launch a little bit low and carry at 153. But I do think the standing up during the golf swing is something so many golfers struggle with. But comment below, let me know if it's something that you've struggled with. Let me know if this video's helped. And more importantly, let me know if there's something you'd like me to cover in one of my videos that would help your golf, because that's what these videos are all about. So let's go 3/4 practice swing, full swing, try and feel as exaggerated as I can. That's the one. You can feel 87 mile an hour club speed, 122 ball speed, 2 inches ahead, 18.5 launch and 170 carry. And I think what I said there is important. Trying to exaggerate something as much as you can is great with the golf swing. Chances are you won't be able to over-exaggerate, but if you can and it's too much, then you can dial back. But I think most golfers, when I ask them to try something, they just try and do it a little bit. And if you're trying to do a new movement or a new pattern, you really need to feel exaggerated as you can. But that concept of not standing up in the backswing, or maybe even worse still, standing up into impact, if you can understand what you need to think about, so I could put all of it in together and go left shoulder down and then left hip back and out of the way, should give me some decent speed, some decent ball speed, and not what I would want to see for my angle of attack. Just picked it a little bit, but I think when you've got too much to think about, that can be an issue. So for me personally, I don't need to think left shoulder down. If it's a backswing issue for you, left shoulder down. If it's just impact, get towards the target, left hip them out the way. And if you can do that, I guarantee you're going to stop standing up. I can also guarantee that you can stay down more, compress the ball better, and start hitting some of the best iron shots you've ever hit.